Welcome to Inside the Mirror with Beauty Benjamin, the platform where we hold up the mirror to society. Some Nigerian states, Ondo, Benue, Imo, and Edo, where governors have placed a ban on graduation parties for nursery, kindergarten, and even junior pupils. The move according to this one, so that I don't mistake. So I'll let her pronounce her name. But we're talking about how we can get our society. You're watching us online. Rstv online on YouTube, on Rstv online on YouTube, on Rstv online. Stay tuned. Send me your questions. We'll answer them even after the program. And you can follow us on all our celebration. And then the book, give a list of books out, not give out. They're going to sell another list of books. And if you have children who are 4 or 5 children in school, and then you're buying books, that's what these governors are saying, that it's too much. And when we are growing up, we had this culture of reusing books that we have used before, but it's no longer there. So let's meet our guests before we now go into this. But stay with us as we meet our guests. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Beauty.
It's good to have you. You look stunning.
Thank you very much. You too. You look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. New academic session aiming to enable siblings to reuse educational materials. Now, come down to Benue State on August 21, 2025. Benue State introduced similar reforms. The government banned graduation parties for kindergarten, nursery, and basic school pupils, starting from the 2025-2026 academic session. Additionally, they prohibited non-transferable textbooks, reinstating the practice of passing books down to younger students. Schools were also told to stop holding compulsory extended lessons without explicit. Imo State banned graduation parties for nursery and GSS 3 pupils. The measure aligns with Nigeria's 6334 certificate. Schools must also stop textbooks replacement to ease costs on families. National Orientation Agency has publicly announced around August 20th. All comes down to the same thing. Now, easy financial strain. All states emphasize that lavish ceremonies and forced purchase of new books impose undue burden on families. Refocusing on academics, the reform aim at shift attention from ceremonial extravagance to genuine learning and skill development. Especially in Imo State, values like modesty, delay, gratification, and discipline are being for granted. The NOA supports this objective as aligned with broader societal development and goal. Practical negotiation. Now, all of this now they are going to one side, which means, let's say, maybe our government are beginning to consider parents or how much we labor or how much we spend. And that. So, what's your take on that? You think it's a blessing in disguise, or closing one shop for another person and opening shop for another person, as usual with us here?
Okay, well, thank you. I think in as much as it is a blessing in disguise, as well as it is seen as a medium through which the other party, which involves the school, the proprietors and all that, have the means of actually surviving as well. But I feel that the move government has made is the best. Because listening to you and all you read, back in the days when we went to school, we had the opportunities of using our textbooks from our elder brothers, sisters. You know, they keep passing it from one generation to another.
Yeah.
Then when there's an improve in the new textbook, they introduce it, but they don't waive the other, the ones we used before automatically. It's not waiving out. It's still in the system. Rather, they introduce new, upgraded textbooks to enhance the learning of children. So I think this new policy, it's really a blessing for parents.
That because now it's being done by state governments in their various states, and we have a number of states who have already started, are we thinking that somehow the government, because, well, I don't see it, me, I want to believe that these private schools, they are paying their dues, so the government. So if they're paying their dues, why can't they be allowed to run the way they want? Now, parents, if you're not comfortable with this school, with these elaborate parties and ceremonies and all that, you don't. So why can't you just, go to where you are, where you can afford it, That's what some other person want to think. That why can't you don't stop this people is the business, because in every business the aim is to make profits.
Yes.
Now the private school owners, the aim is to make, the more the profit is coming out from this school fees.
Okay, yes, the aim of every business is to make profits. That is the end product. But I think that making profits doesn't come from the elaborate parties that is being organized by nursery, tertiary, and primary levels. I don't think that's where they make their profits. The huge school fees, the textbooks they introduce every term or every section. I know that parents actually know that profits, a lot of money is being made from that channel.
Of course.
But some schools actually will say, no, we don't make money. We buy directly from the publisher educational system. If government insists that this policy must stand, every school has no objection than to abide by it.
Now, and I want to say I agree with you, but to be frank with you, now if you're watching me, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying the government should not take, at the end of the day, we have voted this government into power to work, and the government has looked at the economy and they're saying that to do all of this when the child has not even gotten to university, because then we used to see that the only time we do that kind of graduation ceremony is when you're in graduate school doing elaborate ceremonies, and all boils down to finance. But you as a parent and your child is in the school, don't you have the right, before the schools we put all of this, parties and then bill, there should be a meeting, an agreement to say, look, want to do they just impose these bills? Because if it's just been imposed, then it's easy. But if the parents, you're in agreement with the school, how do the government now come in if you're in agreement?
Okay, fine. The school system has a PTA which manages both parents and the school. The agreement is being made. The woman actually has like 4 or 5 children in the school, or 3. That amounts to a whole lot of money, tripled by whatever the school has done. Yes, in this aspect it does. It does, because a child who actually does well at the end of every term, going to another class, a promotion class, is expecting a whole lot. Because you as a parent has actually given the child a target. I expect you to do more.
I don't know how, but what I want to do for this program is that we are going to do a continuation of this episode where